Matt Hoff is passionate about innovation in aged care. As manager at IRT Woonona, Matt is incorporating cutting-edge best practice and experimental design. This is achieving better care outcomes for residents living with dementia, their families and staff. The team has transformed their dementia care unit into one of Australia's leading dementia care sites through collaboration, creativity and changes to resident care. And it's leading to some incredible outcomes.
The physical changes to the environment started over 2 years ago now. It was a concept that basically came from management here at Woonona wanting to do something a little better for the residents. So one of the first things we did was to lower the nurse station desks. We also had some walls and partitions and things that were in the way again, and what we did is actually cut some big holes and put some windows in those areas. And it's very important that residents who are living with dementia are able to see where they're going or what the purpose of a room is and what's happening there, so that they feel comfortable to progress into that other space, and that's what those windows have helped to do.
I think some of the most important things has been the change in the visual change for all the residents, the decals on the doors.
By having the doors a particular unique decal with a unique door handle meant that everything around their environment as they travel through these internal spaces tells them that they're on the right path, they're in the right direction, they're in a familiar area.
When Dad first came in, we were told that every room has a memory box like this, and it's a good idea to put some familiar things in there so that Dad would recognise that it's his room, or it would be good for him to look at, and also good for other residents or their families to see, because it's all a clue to who he is. The changes have been unbelievable. Every change made the place feel much more personable, much more interesting. We could see the change in Dad, especially in the outside environment in the back garden. But for Dad, I could really see the difference, because he would spend, particularly in the early days, a lot of time outside. And you've only got to walk out there to see how pleasant it is now. And it's interesting. There's things to look at, you know, there's things to interact with. I think it's great.
The largest or the biggest impact that we get the most feedback on is our mural, which disguises the fence. And again, that was something that was quite experimental, because although the purpose of the mural is to disguise the fence, what we've seen is that it's been just an absolutely wonderful outcome for not only the residents but the families and our staff. Yeah, again, look, something very experimental was putting a playground in the garden. What we were seeing now is that families are bringing their children and their grandchildren now who used to hate to visit and didn't want to visit, and that was the feedback we got from the families, are now coming and you know, happy to spend the time in here and use the playground, the fish pond and all those sorts of areas. But one of the greatest impacts is seeing the residents and the grandchildren interacting through the facilitation of that playground equipment, so that intergenerational relationships being built and being forged and being nurtured. So that has just been a massive impact. Wonderful, wonderful positive outcomes there. Yeah.
For more information on the Flametree project, head to irt.org.au.